What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Starlight Digest, a podcast bringing you line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is episode 119, being recorded on July 19, 2021. And I am your host, Darth Moocher. I'm joined here with Grand Admiral Franz.
Yo, what's up, guys?
We got Bootleg Joe.
Hey, yo.
And Scott Solo, y'all.
Howdy, y'all. What's up, my nerds?
Oh,
We're
man.
out. That's it. Get him out.
Scott is not in Tatooine right now. He's in Texas.
Hey, hi. I'm in Texas.
What's the Texas
Texas
equivalent of a
Mountain.
Star Wars planet? What would that be?
No comment.
Yeah.
Jakku.
Jakku?
If we're
It's kind of
Tatooine,
that.
that's Jakku.
Yeah.
No, it's Navarro. I think it's Navarro.
Navarro.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be okay with that.
There's a lot of Spurs happening.
lot of Wild West happening. Okay, cool.
There you go. That's where the bounty hunters are. I got you.
But I got my
Awesome,
Guinness,
awesome.
so I'm
That's
good.
cool. No, you're good. Before we get started, we would like to give our Patreons a shout out real fast. So I think, Scott, you're still in Texas, but you got that up?
Let's see if I can do it without getting shut down real quick. We got
Man,
Gavin
everything's
Connor.
going this way.
Yeah, right?
Oh, no. Gavin Connor from the Holy Hour podcast, Don and Brady from the Escape Pod podcast on the Red 5 Network, Crystal Lamphere, Brandon and Anya Epler, and AJ from the Forbidden Panel.
Awesome.
Thank you all.
Did it work? Oh, my
It
God.
worked.
I didn't get dropped.
Yes, thank you very much. And
Oh,
anybody
yeah.
who is interested in becoming a Patreon, a link is in the description below, and we appreciate it a lot. Also, our pit is with us, and let me try to give a quick shout out to everybody in the pit. We got Douglas Tupper, we've got Mando Mike, we've got, let's see, Santo 1414. I see Bootleg Joe. Mervine 48's here with us, and a bunch of people also in there with us. So if you're in there, give us a quick hello that you're in there and join the conversation as we're going to get into what's been happening in Star Wars. So we have our news/rumor section, right? And the only thing newsworthy I can think of or pull up was the Disney Gallery, right? The Mandalorian Season 2 behind the scenes again, but this time they're going to focus on the Luke Skywalker, which is awesome to me because I want to know how that came about. I want to know if what I really wanted, what we all want to know, if it's a fleeting thing, right? Like, is it something that was just kind of like thrown in there and everybody went ape and then, whatever. But is it something that they're really going to be betting on and doubling down on in the future? I don't know if we're going to get that out of this, but maybe. I'm all
Doubt
for
it,
it, though.
but you never know.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
me
all
too,
for it.
man. How can you not?
Yeah, especially if they're going to focus on that, like the CGI, bringing Mark Hamill in there. The decision to bring Luke Skywalker, if that was I guess that's what I guess worded better. The decision to bring Luke Skywalker, was that a last-minute thing, or is that something that they've thought about the whole time as their overall plan?
Yeah,
you
I
know?
can't wait to watch that and see that
Yeah.
whole thing. We just break down and how secretive everybody had to be and who didn't know. And
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm excited with that.
What day was
that's
that?
cool. August 25th.
August 20th.
So August 25th, another Disney Gallery. I always wanted to call it Disney Gallery. Always confuses me. It should be, something else. But
Just anything else?
Yeah, just anything else, But anyway, that was as far as the news wise and everything.
That's the news?
Yeah,
I got some
that's the-
ape stuff rumors going on if you want to talk about some rumors.
Hit it. Let's hit it.
Voodoo.
Okay,
Rumors.
okay.
Oh,
Well,
shit.
rumor first off is Mando season 3 started up, that it's in production. Like that, it's starting to go. So we're gonna get
Okay.
it sooner than later, and it's gonna be more like a May release. We're talking about May releases anyway, right?
Wow.
That was gonna
okay.
start happening. Well,
Because
I think
quite honestly, I thought it was going to be the end of next year when we got Mando season 3.
I that was a little bit of rumor, but the goofy rumor on this, and I'm saying a goofy one because I don't see how it'll work. I kind of want to talk through it for 2-3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever.
Yeah.
Is that Darth Talon will play a part?
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why or how or would it matter.
See, Darth. I mean, that's
So
bringing. in-
we shouldn't be dealing with Sith at this point, right? At all.
There is no Sith active at this point in the timeline. Darth Talon, unless it's unless she went rogue, like
It could
unless
just
it
be
was something.
Talon.
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
necessarily
Yeah,
Darth
that
Talon.
could be it. That could be it.
No,
the Force
I mean,
user gone
he would
rogue.
look really super cool,
I first off, Darth Talon is probably one of the best looking Sith Twi'lek there is. But she doesn't fit the timeline in the EU. But
Right,
again,
at
taking
all.
that out of and bringing her into today, I'm cool with that because
She
I'm
would
cool with
now.
that.
This is where the rumors get mixed because I could see that working better in Kenobi
yeah,
more so than
there was that
There.
rumor about there was going to be a big baddie in Kenobi too. And we remember I was like, it's small, and everybody's like, jump down my throat. No, it's not. And so, but Darth Talon would be awesome. And Scott's right. She doesn't have to be a Darth at this point, or it's this long. Remember how just like Jedi, right? Like there's these long lost Jedi's, or there's these. Jedis
it's
that are being
kind
found.
of happening right now in High Republic.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know if Scott's there right now, so I won't spoil it too much yet. But that's happening right now. When you deal with a Jedi that's not a Jedi, like a Force user that has a saber, it's not a Jedi.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
They're kind of dealing with that too, right?
Yeah.
So I could see where maybe what if she was being trained, was years one. I don't quite catch that question, but if she was being trained at some point and they dropped, or that's when Darth Maul got killed, like he was all of a sudden grabbing himself an apprentice too.
Gotcha.
Right, and then he got killed, and that took his place. Isn't that everybody's real plan?
It is. It is.
That was what Unleashed was all about, right? Was Vader having an apprentice?
Absolutely.
Too. Maul
Absolutely.
Maul would have had the apprentice.
And if anybody doesn't know, Darth Talon is a Twi'lek, a red Twi'lek with black markings.
Yeah, she's the female Maul, which
She's
would
the
fit
female
right
Maul,
into
yeah.
what Disney does right now.
And what you
right?
just
It would
said,
totally
Alvin,
fit.
yeah.
You know?
She'd just be wearing a lot more clothing. In the
Yeah,
she would. Yeah, it would be way less cool,
Damn
but
it.
still be pretty cool. It'd be cool
but,
enough.
But I highlighted Mike's comment just because she is an EU character, but she is a Old Republic character, like in that era. So bringing her.
No. She was Legacy. She was Legacy.
They used her in the Old
She was
Republic
100
too. Yeah.
Hence,
Did they really?
we need to get you need to get rid of EU because stuff like that. All right, but that's one of the rumors. That was the goofy one I went. That was even the big one. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Now we're gonna get into Kenobi, and this is what I think Joey was talking about. We have the guy that played Han Solo in Fast and the Furious, right? Sung Kang. And Joey, what'd you hear on this rumor?
That he was playing an Inquisitor.
The fifth brother.
Oh.
Yeah.
That he was coming from Rebels to be the fifth brother is this rumor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so and this is years before that, right? We're still a couple years before Rebels started.
Right.
So this would be like his beginning here, and maybe one of his first missions to go after Kenobi or what have you. Now that's not it. That's not the only rumor though. In this fool is dropping stuff. He's going to be like the Tom Holland of Star Wars right now. Okay. Mentioned that he had been seeing Jedis, because you don't have to put S after Jedi, right? To pluralize it, but he did. He's seeing Jedis, at least Force users. That would make me think, right?
And this is the Kenobi series.
Yeah,
Still
and
going
Vader
on with it, okay.
and Vader on set.
And Vader on set.
So that lends us to flashbacks to me, and
Right.
Vader could be here and Anakin and flashbacks, all sorts of things going.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
just saying the word Jedis and then saying you saw Vader on set is pretty huge. So to me, that's not the big part yet.
Oh damn!
Those are the
Oh
cool
damn!
part. Right. Okay.
Because my head's already
There's
spinning on
more.
just on.
All
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Do
go
you
ahead.
want to hear this part? Because it's pretty spoilery. You're gonna tell you anyway, because it's probably wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, there's
It's all
nothing.
conjecture at this point.
The
Correct.
little girl from Bird Box has been cast to play Leia, and Leia is going to kick off the whole thing. Like Leia's story is what's going to kick it to Kenobi again.
Really.
Like this is
Okay.
going to be years before A New Hope, but still somehow brings Kenobi in the mix to help, or to help her. Not necessarily her calling for him,
Right.
but him going to help because of something that trips her up. So we're going to start. This is going to revolve around.
Dude, I am
That's what I was
like.
about to say. Do you think she starts getting like some kind of like visions or something like that of Kenobi or like?
Well,
she
that would be
starts
kind of
seeing
cool
things?
too. Okay, now you said that. I wasn't
man.
thinking about her having kind of any innate they haven't mentioned her ever moving things or feeling things or visions. So I guess not. I was about to go with it, and then I just realized that we've seen
Yeah.
too much of Leia in books to not have seen that yet.
Yeah, because I don't think anything awoken in her and Princess Leia
Until Luke.
Endor, until Luke
Yeah.
told her.
Yeah.
And that was where because she could have said, yeah, I was moving stuff around this morning and I didn't know why. Now I
Yeah.
know why. She didn't say that. So.
Yeah.
Well, not even
but-
like a force thing, but like maybe like dream, like she starts
Dreams,
having
maybe,
or
yeah.
something like that.
maybe.
visions,
could.
like Anakin was you doing, like foresight, and she couldn't put two and two together because there was nobody to guide her in that way. That can work absolutely, but interesting that they would go like I'm just saying rumor wise, right? Speculation. Interesting that they would use Leia and kick off the Kenobi thing because that was like furthest from my mind.
Never even considered Leia as a part of it. We knew we'd see Luke, right?
Yeah.
So now you got to get kids that look,
Right.
well, not exactly like Luke and Leia don't.
Right.
So.
Yes, Scott.
I look at this and I think it all sounds great. I mean, I'm in with that. Let's hope I don't freeze while I'm talking.
That's all right.
But look at what we know about the Mandalorian before either series. We knew nothing at all about the Mandalorian. To think that there's all these leaks out there already, I don't know.
Well, this is coming from a dummy actor that shouldn't have said anything. And he said stuff like that. You know what I mean? Not the Leia part. I forget where the Leia part came from. That's probably from you. We got this covered or some bullshit, right? So I'm not going to worry. But the casting has been around a couple different places. So that wasn't just what's their nuts. But the other one, that's the actor saying stuff like Vader.
Well, like I from Fast and
Jedis.
Furious, it's already his. It just says he's already in that IMB. Was it IMDb or something like that?
IMDb.
Yeah, but I think somebody edited that though, because everybody took it to Fifth Brother. Yeah, we can change that ourselves because I think somebody had said it and the rumor started and that hit. But that is the rumor. That was the rumor.
Interesting.
So it would be cool. I'm down to see Inquisitors in this and Vader and all of that. We should see that. More so, the more I think about it and hear the word Inquisitor and know that we're coming up on Rebels and we know how the comics work, the more we should see Vader.
Absolutely.
The thing that sucks though is if we're getting an Inquisitor, why the fifth brother? If he's saying that he's the fifth brother, I mean, there's other Inquisitors. Why? In my opinion, the one that was kind of the weakest link out of all the Inquisitors, he wasn't all that impressive. I'd like to
maybe
see
it makes the character
new.
cooler. Maybe that's the thing. The other ones were better characters, and this one gets a chance to. I think that was one of the comments I saw too, like redemption for the fifth brother in the. Going backwards.
Oh, I see.
Like, kind of like Clone Wars does for the prequels.
Right.
Yeah. But if the fifth brother went up against Obi-Wan Kenobi, he'd get his butt handed to him. There's no way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah. I don't think he'll go.
Probably what happens.
Or it'll be 5 of them against Kenobi. That'd be dope.
Well,
dude,
he lives through Rebels, so Kenobi won't take him out.
This is where they can redeem. Again, going for. With a grain of salt, this is where they could redeem themselves with the Knights of Ren kind of stuff, right? Meaning having this group that's not Sith, that's their Force users, but they can have the Inquisitors moving forward into the Kenobi as this group, being menacing and being like what the Knights of Ren we should have been following there, like that kind of stuff, because I think we're missing that, definitely. I think the sequels, we missed that. And we're missing spin-offs. We're missing all kinds of stuff with the Knights of Ren. Yeah. If this takes place...
Just in case we do have, any new, listeners or new fans for Star Wars, what is the exact story on the Inquisitors? What was their main thing? How did they come about?
We don't quite know how they came about. We know that the Grand Inquisitor was one of the Jedi Temple guards. That's as much as we know about any origin.
Well, the Emperor was pulling him in for Vader to train. That was in the Vader comics, right? He was coming in, so the Emperor was bringing him in to train him, and I think Vader took offense to it. What happened too? Like he was ready to beat their asses and show them who the boss was. And he jacked it. One of them, he cut his arm right off in the training.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah. But I mean, otherwise, I don't know.
They just find him randomly.
Yeah. We know where a lot of them died. They all died.
Mando Mike's asked hired assassins. Right. Yes and no, because they do serve a purpose, and I think they were just Force using.
They just worked for the Emperor. They were they were part of his troop, to his new not Sith army, but Force using army. Basically.
Yeah.
What was it?
But they weren't independent. What I'm saying is they weren't independent.
Inquisitors or something. What was their
name?
name?
Inquisitorius.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, here's Mervine. Mervine saying something, and maybe you guys can answer this more than I can. Mervine saying, I remember reading something about them being failed Jedi and then it work around the rule of two.
It's something like that, or fallen Jedi, maybe after Order 66, ones that turned, right? Isn't that what it was? Because one of them, the Grand Inquisitor, like Scott was saying, right, was the Temple Guard.
And there was also a couple, there was a pair of them, a man and a woman, that like they split. I do remember that from the comics.
Man, obviously not up on our comics is tight right now.
Yeah.
That's gonna
Well,
shock.
That's why I stayed quiet. I was like,
yeah, no,
Scott
we had
and
to
Chris
stay
got
on that.
this.
No, we didn't. Well, I know there's something. I just hadn't. It's been a minute since I went to those books.
That particular Darth Vader series also wasn't that great. So I mean, it had some cool Inquisitor stuff in it, but otherwise it was just kind of
Yeah, because the Inquisitors don't play a huge role in the overall lore. I kind of lose it. It's when they're the main characters when I pay more attention. But I should know that better. But I know that's where it was.
But exploring them more live action, especially Kenobi, I just it puts my mind totally somewhere where I wasn't. Okay, and like Scott said, I'm taking this as like, hey, like we don't know what this is. I'm just taking it as theory crafting, as what we do and what we talk about. But putting that forward, saying like, you got Kenobi, and then we always said, well, who's the big baddie? Is it just going to be like Black Sun? Is it going to be the guilds? Is it going to be? We know Hayden Christensen's in it, but is it it's flashbacks? Whatever it is.
Tusken Raider on the left.
Yeah, but it makes so much sense that the Inquisitors were dispatched to find Kenobi on that aspect too. And exploring their legacy more. I love the fact, like Mando Mike is saying, were they made of a clan of fallen Jedi? I said I would love that. I would absolutely love that. A group of minor Force wielders, because they're not that powerful. You know what I mean? They're more like Darth Maul 50%. You know what I mean?
What about like kidnapped Padawans or like
something
like cooking Padawans?
Some people just aren't strong. Like in the Bane trilogy, right? Xana's brother wasn't strong. He was weak in the Force. She amplified him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So maybe that kind of thing. These guys just weren't strong enough to be full on. The Sith didn't want them, and they weren't going to survive.
They only have 1,000 midichlorians. That's... Yeah.
Oh,
that's what the Inquisitor and Fallen Order. She was a Padawan.
Yeah, so they're a mix of people. So it's not like a clan of one type of people come together. Emperor brought them together.
Yeah, and then given the titles of like brother and sister was great.
Exactly, it's all
Seven
titles.
Sisters, all that stuff. Fantastic. Right. I like that rumor. If it's true, like as far as like bringing them in the mix, I think that is they remind me that section of Force users, like we talk about a lot, like the Night Sisters and all that, remind me of a section like the Knights of Ren, where I feel we've gotten cheated out of the Knights of Ren. But okay, let's make up that with the Inquisitors. Let's go. Let's do that. I'm with that. Yeah, got to be dark, man. I think Kenobi series has to be dark. It just has to be.
It's only 6 episodes, like Loki. That worries me.
Wink.
Well,
wink, wink.
Well, okay, I'm a little mad that Loki has a sequel, a second season, because if it's going to be 6, it should just be 6. So
yeah, I hear you.
I think it's with Kenobi too. I don't want to see a second one. I just want to get everything in one, because it's enough for it's almost 3 movies worth by the time you're done, right?
I agree. Yeah.
Let's just knock it out. But can we get? I mean, that's a lot of stuff. But it's 3 movies worth. It's a trilogy worth almost.
If you compare it to Loki, I mean, they threw a lot in there in the last couple episodes, so they could,
They did.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
It being 6 episodes, hopefully they're longer.
Yeah, that too.
And what we just saw was sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't, right? And like all these shows, it just depends on the story that week. Clone War, Bad Batch was 28 minutes with credits, with 5 minutes of credits. It was 23 minutes, and we're gonna we probably need to segue to that in a second, because there's a lot to talk about in that one little episode.
Yeah.
Which is just 23 minutes long.
Well, speak of. I'm sorry if anybody was spoiled by Loki season 2, but there is going to be a season 2. Star Wars, I just noticed this now. StarWars.com has Bad Batch as season 1, episode 12. So I don't know if that's thinking that it's going to be multiple seasons, because then that opens up a whole different thing.
Doesn't everything always say season 1, episode 1?
I don't know. I don't know, but I don't know if if it's a 16-part thing, it shouldn't say season 1. It should just say Bad Batch episode whatever. I mean, wouldn't you think? I mean, that would
Maybe
be.
they just leave everything open just so they don't have to screw with it later.
Yeah, but also that little verbiage though it changes the way I talk about Bad Batch though, because I'm always like, okay, episode 16 is going to be like final points, and it the buildup is going to mean something. Otherwise, if you season 2, then you can leave a lot of ends open. You can close some storylines, but you can open up a huge arc on it. You know what I mean? Like it changes the way you talk. So I just noticed that scouring StarWars.com where it said season 1, episode 12.
Yeah.
First time I noticed that on the Bad Batch.
Could be. They could be getting ready for more. I mean, I like it. I'd take more. It doesn't.
Yeah.
We're going to have time. They have a huge time frame. It's not like it has to stop. They don't have to die.
Yeah,
You've got years in their clones. And from this episode, we can tell they're not going to be alone, I don't think.
Right. So this one was called the Rescue on Ryloth, episode 12. Again, the whole thing that Scott pointed out with the chapters is 100% dead on. So we got next to, I think we have titles for, and then it's all open air from that. And so we got one of our major questions answered. Orn Free-Taw is alive. A headshot didn't kill him.
Dumb. I mean, don't get me again.
It's a flesh wound.
Yeah.
It's his been a scratch, but it's good for canon. It's good for canon because he couldn't die because he's in a book. But why take so much effort in the animation to show a blaster hidden in the temple in front of the Leku with the splatter sound?
Yeah.
And intentionally not show it as a shocker. I mean, he got shot in the temple.
Yeah. I immediately was like, that dude got smoked. Like, I mean, there was no question in my mind.
But then I caught his hand moving.
Yeah, and then Scott saw that, and I was just kind of like chalk that up to him dying, and because
the thing moved and his fingers rolled. I mean, it could have been anything, but they made it move on purpose.
Yeah,
again, that was
the ever survived the headshot. I mean, but I guess Twi'lek's brain skulls are thicker than whatever. But
maybe the brains in the steps in the back by the Leku. Yeah. You know, you can shoot the Leku. It's not a vital organ, so they could have shot there. I mean, it's such a weird.
Yeah,
it was weird. I mean, it was cool because we saw somebody get shot in the temple.
Yeah, and of course the plot point is he's Rampart's using that as to keep the Syndulas under arrest because most of Ryloth civilians are pretty much. They follow the Syndulas anywhere. Like they say war, there's war and peace. So they're using assassination attempt as a ploy, as a plot.
Yeah, which is neat because Hauser is not even buying that part.
Yeah, let's talk about Hauser real fast. Like I mean, let's go into what, and we talked about this last week too about Hauser. Is his chip faulty? Is it not active? Is he just this pick and choose or whatever? But it's
episode, like it's not active at all.
At all. Like I mean, he was like the voice. He was telling Hauser or Rampart like, I know who shot Orn Free, and it wasn't the Syndulas.
So that shot didn't come from them. Well, who did it? Well, I'm not going to get into this right now. Yeah, right. I mean, like he's like shit. He's not having it. He wants to save Hera. He's all over the place in this episode. I wonder if he's Hauser's one of my favorite clones now. Like, Well, it made me wonder, dude. This episode kind of lent it to that too. How many of them aren't chipped, or the chips didn't work, or what is it? G1s. Hauser's old. Rex was old. We talked about that last time.
Yes, we did.
All these people that dropped their shields and their weapons and Hauser, are the G1s defective?
Yeah.
Right. Interesting, because I'm going to jump to Hauser's line on this, or plot on this. So, like, he's questioning, right? And Ramparts pretty much takes Hauser off the front lines. Like, you're not going to hunt the Bad Batch. You're not going to do anything. You're just going to pretty much go and try to capture him. And Hauser totally goes to Syndulla and says, "Look, I'm on your side. Where is Hera? I'll save her." You know, and you know, to try to buy their. He's like, "Look, whatever the Empire is doing with my regiment and clones, it's totally wrong. And good soldiers follow orders. Tells me something's going on major in that in him." And then at the end there, when he tells the Bad Batch there's a trap behind his door and go the other way, basically, and confronts his clone, his regiment there, and
doesn't go with them and says, "I'm not going to leave my men.
Right?
They're good people out here." And he knows. Meaning, to me, I think he knows there's some non-chipped people out there. Like they're not. These are my buddies. I know they're not chipped. This is not. We're confused right now.
Yeah. Like Mando Mike said, how he's going to be an insubordinate. Yeah, but the thing is, the chip should be combating that, because it did with the other guys. It did with Wrecker when it activated. He went after the other guys, so
one of the things that we're seeing here is we're seeing yet another reason why the clone program is going to be taken offline.
absolutely.
We're seeing clones throw down their weapons and side with the enemy of the Empire. And conscripted soldiers are going to be programmed from the beginning to not do that. So
actually that takes me down another way. Is Rampart somehow making that happen? Like, was he able to turn chips off, deactivate 66, so he can make some of them look
to
bad,
sabotage it,
so he can
the program?
sabotage the clone program? And
That's a good point, Mervine.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
right,
so
that's
this
a
is what
good
we were just talking about this. Mervine saying it was Hauser really going against the chip because there was no Jedi. Now we were saying like the Order 66 goes beyond just turning on Jedi. It's even other clones who are not following orders. Episode 1 of this showed exactly that. Even Crosshair questioned it, and his chip wasn't even activated. But the other clones were going after them for not following orders, for insubordination, for that stuff too. So Order 66 covers all that ground.
And Bad Batch is wanted for going against Order 66. Hauser just helped them get away, so Hauser would be in the same boat.
Right.
So they would go after him, and for sure. It's so wild. It's neat because I didn't expect that to happen. I expected just you have to find a couple and save them and tackle them and take their chips out.
Right.
I didn't expect a whole bunch to be straight up faulty or not chipped at all.
Douglas Tupper, what are the chips actually controlling on the clones? Well, it's controlling their
attitude and their obedience.
Correct.
They're dead ass soldiers now. Most of them are just pushing through people, even other clones. They're just they're not caring. Most of them are very stoic, and so when you saw Hauser, when Hauser came on with a actual proper personality, it was odd to us. That's why we knew something was wrong. We're like, Hauser's not acting right, and he's got color. He was the first guy to have color back on his uniform.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
And just showing us that he was going to be different, kind of foreshadowing for us. And sure enough, it was neat.
Mervine, I don't know if you're probably not caught up with the Bad Batch because they did the whole thing with Wrecker. The Bad Batch pretty much deactivated their chips because Wrecker it activated and Wrecker went after them. So that was a couple episodes ago. So I mean it's all there. So sorry if we're jumping ahead, but those questions.
No, I don't. I think he was caught up. He's just saying it's different on this one because that focus was setting him off. He was triggered because of his head injury.
I got
this one. He just never got triggered, right? And it's not like they didn't.
That's making us question it. Yeah,
and they didn't ever have to have a Jedi near him to get activated in the first place. By the way, they all got the message to activate Order 66,
right?
Whether there was a Jedi there or not, because I don't think there were no Jedi on Ryloth with the clones. It was Hauser was in charge of the clones there. They didn't have a Jedi general, I don't think.
Yeah, Hauser's just like taking a step back, going like, "What the heck's going on?" Right? Like he's like, "Oh crap! I'm seeing this My Republic turn on civilians." That was another thing in his point too. Like, he didn't want to turn on the Ryloth civilians. Like he was like he had a conscience, which all the other clones were obedient, just doing everything. Yeah,
that's a great point because the whole thing about Ryloth too, right? I mean, they're not doing anything. They just got out of a war. And they were fighting, everybody else. They were fighting the Empire and everybody else. Now they're screwed by the Empire, who they thought was going to free them. So the clones basically, Ryloth, the Twi'leks might as well have been Jedi. They just turned on them and took control of them, and it sucks for them. Ryloth has been hosed the entire saga.
Yes. Well, they become enslaved anyway, and the
whole time. Yeah,
exactly.
So they're either in a war, they're slaves, or anything. That planet's been jacked the entire time.
Yeah. No, it's cool. Like
that's why he was so ready, right? That's why Chan was so ready last week to be done with it, and nobody else has to live like this. And then you realize, Hera grew up. Oh, I watched that episode of Rebels recently where Hera was where Thrawn caught her, right, trying to get her Calicori back, and he had mentioned he's all, I study war. He's all, you were forged by it.
Wow.
That type of thing, and it was really cool to realize. Oh yeah, there we go.
Harkens back. Yeah.
Now we're dealing back with her again.
That's awesome. I got not emotional, but like goosebumps when Hauser was addressing his his group, his squad, basically saying like, "Look, this isn't right. And who's with me?"
I did it. I have a big ass wow right here on the paper for when that hit. Yeah.
And then when other clones were dropping their weapons too. See, again, I'm thinking
I'm surprised.
Is something happened on the right, like the clones on Ryloth that wasn't, because we're not seeing this trend only here to make the start of it. And again, what Scott was pointing out to, this could be that catalyst that scraps this program, which I'm thinking is happening.
I'm thinking it's a Generation 1s. That's what it's got to be. Not every G1's going to be a commander or a captain or anything, right? There's going to be still soldiers in there, just how it works. And and they're in there, and that's what just happened. Everybody with gray hair, basically, like Hauser and like Rex, they're able to fight it or not do it at all. Like Rex, if he didn't have any Jedi around him, would he eventually have just worked it out? Like he had to fight it right then because it was Ahsoka with him, right? But if he had walked away and gave it 6 months, like it's been a year, like it's been whatever it's been, right? Would he have been able to work it out like Hauser and it's all just done now and it's sorted out and finished? Maybe that's what's happening.
Before this episode, I would have said no. Like before this episode, I would have said no. But Hauser's making me question everything about the Order 66 chip and everything because Rex, I mean, let's for example, he killed Ahsoka on season 7. He just killed her, and he went right along in line with everything else. I don't think that there was no turning back from that. But this has me questioning that now, right?
Yeah.
He was really he fought that Rex fought the change. And then he had it taken out. So. Mervine, where's Cody? That's what we want to know.
If I don't see Cody in this show by the end, I'm gonna riot, dude. There's no way. I'm telling you, the entire time, if I don't see Cody in an Imperial officer uniform, I'm going to be upset.
Yeah,
I don't want Cody in
amazing.
clone. I want Cody in officer, and that'll be awesome.
Can I take pause for just a second?
Sure.
Just got a notification that Mervine has become a Patreon member.
Oh, thank you, Mervine.
Thank you,
Adding
Mervine.
you to the list, and thank you so much for that.
Thanks,
we appreciate
Mervine.
it, man. Awesome. I owe you something. When we meet up at Frankenstein's, I owe you something.
Well, let's go to Frankenstein's.
Yeah, I know, right? Let's go meet up right now.
Let's go.
Awesome, dude. Thank you very much.
Whatever. I'll just be here.
You're in Texas, dude.
We didn't go to Texas.
I'm going to go to the cow pasture next door.
Oh boy.
Got it.
Oh boy. But Hauser gets arrested for this action too, and along with all the other clones that dropped their weapons, by his same regiment because Rampart was like arrest them, and they all immediately snapped out of it and went and arrested Hauser and his group.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool. Again, I think there's going to be they're setting it up. They're setting something up more, and
we'll have to see him again. I think they kind of left it at the end again when Hera and Omega leave each other. It's more like, well, we'll maybe see you again. They always leave it open.
They always do
to bring them back, and there's going to be something. I like that Tech taught Hera how to scramble the signal.
That was cool. Oh my God,
that was a neat little
those
nod.
little snippets that in the dialogue and everything means so much going forward. Because again, I'm telling you guys, and I mentioned this last week, I'm rewatching Rebels, right? And I'm loving it so much more, knowing that like picking up these things from the back. I mean, I did with Clone Wars, but this is what Bad Batch, and I have a little conflict with Bad Batch, and I'll bring it up in a minute. But this is what those key things that makes me look up from my phone when I'm watching Bad Batch is those kind of things like, oh, there's a point, write that down, and then I go right back to my phone. I mean,
yep.
What's wrong with you, man?
I know. It's not. Again, I'll go into it after we break this down.
Now,
but,
I kind of had an opposite point on that chip I had noted here. I wanted to mention, and it's about Crosshair, and I'm not too sure Crosshair's chip even works. I think Crosshair is just a bad guy.
He's just doing it.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I'm not thinking this is Chip at all. This is just Crosshair being a dick.
Well, they're not bringing him back. I tell you that.
Yeah,
No,
I don't think
he's
there's any
ready to
redemption
kill.
for him. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
If we want to talk about Crosshair real fast, this is what made me, again, for this 28-minute episode. This is what made me feel Star Wars and got goosebumps when the music was hitting and Crosshair got the orders or the permission to hunt down the Bad Batch.
Granted. Oh man.
And his face, and when he was lock and loading, and that music, it was so dark, and I'm like, and this, Scott, is where I was like, I looked up and I was like, I'm in, like, let's go. And I've been waiting for this, and not everything has to be doom and gloom and dark, not everything. Trust me.
Oh,
but
it's about to go off the rails right now, though. That was the setup, right? That was
when this episode ended. It felt like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna die. You know what I mean? It really, it really worked. That last 30 seconds of this episode really worked with Crosshair. I think. Well, go ahead. I'll anything else from the episode? Well, because I was gonna get into like.
I want to explain about Omega real quick again. I think.
Please do.
She's still a brat. This mission wasn't supposed to happen. And she saw, well, isn't that what soldiers do? I do it for you.
Wow.
Stop. Take no for an answer one time.
So,
we are how many episodes in here right now? And every time she wants an ice cream, they say no. She complains until she gets her ice cream, and then they go and do it. That's what it is. Every single one. Let's just make the guys just go on the damn mission without having to be bitched about.
Okay.
Just say yes once.
Yeah.
So I don't have to deal with Omega.
Yeah. This one is one of my
of the group.
Yeah,
it's not conscience. It's whiny.
But you know what happens is she always ends up being right. She always ends up proving them wrong, like her decision was correct. And this is the problem. One of the major problems I'm having, not just with this show, it happens with all the other shows, even in basically every movie ever made, where you go against orders. You have this whole military, and the guy is like, you're following my orders. That's an order, sir. That's an order, Captain. And they do their own thing and save the day.
Twice in a series. It's every episode.
Yeah,
it's
that's
every
an order.
Episode.
Everybody disobeys that order and ends up saving the day. So how much credibility am I putting in any military in any movie from now on? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's I think that was like one of my major things where I just go like, God, you know, this series is really bugging me with the going against the orders all the time.
Because she doesn't play by the rules. Hey, I wrote down Brad again on this when we got the Leia and R2 moment, which was cool, right? It was like Hera looking for help. I love that part.
Yeah.
But the reason she could do it is because Omega's dumbass broke the rules and gave the comm channel. What if Hera had gotten knocked out, whatever, somebody gets the comm channel, and then they find the Bad Batch? She puts them all at risk because she's a chucklehead and wants to chat with her friend.
I want to see it one day where that happens, and all of a sudden Crosshair shows up on board with, you know, like I said, and I
caught your comm channel.
And there's got to be consequences for this stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, stop just doing on a whim and doing your own thing. When somebody say that's an order, then why join any group or military at all if you're going to go, no, I'm going to do it myself.
Omega, I'm sorry if anybody doesn't know what this means. Omega is like the Star Wars version of Caillou. Do you ever see the Caillou thing with kids? No. It's the whiniest, brattiest little bald-headed kid. And that's what Omega is to me right now. Just like, just stop. Just stop. I like Omega when she's not asking for stuff.
I do too.
And not fighting things. It's fine. Just do it. But it's always
going against the grain. And
you can't be right all the time.
Every episode, and again, this is one of my major gripes. Every episode that she does it, she ends up being right.
It's kind of like the same feeling I had towards Ezra. Ezra did the same exact thing.
100%. Like I said, this is not new for Star Wars.
Oh, but see, I don't think Ezra did it 12 episodes in a row.
No, but
Ezra
rewatching, he's done it a lot. Where
Ezra would do it every 3 or 4 episodes, and it would happen, or one of them would, or it would be Sabine, but it's always Omega. Yeah, right. At least let Wrecker do it.
Yeah. Everybody on the Ghost
because Wrecker
group
wanted to do the same plan.
Orders.
Wrecker wanted to do this destroy the refinery plan.
Right.
But Wrecker didn't get to do that. But when Omega says let's destroy the refinery, that's what I wanted to do. That's what exactly happened. I'm the adult. How come I don't get to make the plans, but Omega gets to make the plans?
Yeah.
It's driving me nuts.
That's one of my and Scott, that was one of my major gripes with the Bad Batch. And again, this is not new. It's just that Bad Batch is relevant right now. You know what I mean? It's we're watching it, and that's like one of my things. It's like, geez, why even have a military if people just do whatever they want and save the day? Then that makes me question the military leaders and makes me question why do
if the 11-year-old can come in and run shit and just take care of everything, why does Star Wars exist? Why does any of it happen?
There's got to be consequence. Well, I want Omega to do this
one time. Why does
Boba
Fett not run the galaxy?
Right.
In any of it, if they're that good.
The next time Omega does this, I want Hunter to die. Okay? Consequences.
That's
wow.
I don't want that to happen.
That's
Echo would have been better. But I mean,
that's when you're starting to cheer for Crosshair to just take her out, dude.
Well, dude, that'll make her a life lesson that she will never forget and calm the hell down, dude.
I take it. I'm good with it. Hunter dead. I'm good with it. End the show on that, Marco. That's a way to.
I mean, that's
wow.
Shit.
That's what will really impact me at the 16th episode. Really, I mean, because again, that's really getting to me to the point where I'm like, I'm starting to ignore her. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm kind of like on my phone as the Bad Batch is playing. It's just like until these little moments come up, and I go, whoa, that was cool. Again, really cool things happening. But at the same time, I'm like, I can't. I'm getting like it's getting frustrating.
It's just I like the show a lot. It just and I even like Omega. It's just when it hits, it's like shut up.
Yeah.
Just
I mean, I'm being ironic too because I really do like the show.
I know.
But I'm also like nitpicking the hell out of it because I like the show.
But it's always her that I'm
and it's always her.
It annoys me.
Yeah, and you guys are right. Like it's in Rebels because all of the Ghost crew at one point had done that's an order, and they just do it anyway. And
but it's spread out. It's spread out, and Ezra has done it. Ezra did it to go see Maul was the big one. But that was the big one, and he didn't do it after that. Then they discussed it all after that. They made a pack and were smarter,
right?
But
yeah, but
she does have to learn a lesson. I think they'll kill Gonki. I don't think they're going to kill Hunter. She's really attached to Gonki.
She's really attached to Gonki.
They made a point of that this time, so that means Gonki's toast in the next 2 episodes at some point.
Or she accidentally gets Wrecker killed.
Yeah, well, again, if Wrecker dies, that's going to kill me.
That's what I'm saying. Their consequences has to be tenfold coming up here soon. She can't get away with it all the time.
Echo's the easiest one to kill right now.
It is, yeah.
Echo, they haven't been doing much with Echo at all. I get more out of Tech. I really don't get much Echo.
I like Tech. I think remember at the beginning of the show, I think Tech is my favorite, actually. I like Tech a lot. Hunter's doing nothing, like nothing.
Wrecker's my favorite. I did probably Wrecker and Tech right now. Yeah, Hunter's doing nothing except be a pushover.
Yeah.
Okay, you're part. She pulls a. Well, isn't that what soldiers do to him? And I'm like, well, good soldiers follow orders. Omega.
Yeah.
Everybody says it. Omega.
Listen, all of a sudden, it triggers something in Wrecker.
Right. Good soldiers leave everybody to rescue people. That's what good soldiers do. Yeah. Omega.
Go ahead, Scott.
Apparently.
This episode, though, we got one of the best quotes, and it came from Tech. And Hera, whenever Hera's flying, she says, I am getting the hang of this. And he says, yes, your dangerous and uncontrolled maneuvers is as confusing to them as it is to us.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
My God.
Awesome.
That was cool.
Fantastic.
That was really good.
I like that. Yeah. Mervine agrees also, like, Wrecker is going to get the ultimate sacrifice. It'll mean more to Omega, I think. Him or Hunter would be,
her actions leading to her best friend.
That's what I'm saying. Her actions got to
Wrecker would mean more to us at this point, right? Because Hunter hasn't done anything, so Wrecker would be the one. Hey, there was another good quote in there, Scott. It was Eleni, Hera's mom, talking to Rampart, and she had said, "I've seen how you treat your allies. I prefer to remain your enemy."
Yes.
When he said, "Let's be friends,and talk that."
What a great quote.
Yeah, that was pretty good. So a couple of good stuff. There was good writing in this one.
Yeah, there was good. It was a good episode. It really was. It was good. And I mean, of course, we're all in it. I mean, we're in to the end of this thing, But yeah, man,
Star Wars, baby. Star Wars is life.
Yeah, of course. But that I'm telling you, that chilling. It was chilling. That's the only word I could describe with the crosshair scene at the end. That was to me the epitome of.
Yeah, I was
12 episodes so far.
Oh, I was losing it. Hey, Douglas, right there with Omega and Hunter will be the last two.
Yeah.
I mean, what it would okay. I actually hope it's like Omega and Tech or some nonsense or Echo because he hasn't been around much. Just something random, and she loses the Bad Batch. How about that? Give her Echo because she lost all the Batchers. Because Echo's not really right. Echo is isn't. Yeah, he was brought in because they did it to him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Well,
Hunter and
Omega,
Omega
at some point, Omega's got to be rescued by Mandalorian and become the armor. I mean, it's got to be.
Oh, that's got to happen too.
We're going there again. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's just going to happen. That's
the Children of the Watch, right?
We haven't even talked about the Kaminoans lately or the bounty hunters after them. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff's going on. So I guess
season 2 is going to be a thing because we only got 4 episodes left. I mean, and
you've got to do
20 minutes each.
Rampart destroying Ryloth and Kamino.
There's a lot of things that there's a lot of loose ends that we think are happening. Yeah. They can't just leave them like that. I mean, yeah.
That's why you noticed it. It's something that has to be going on. And they never said Bad Batch was just a one-off.
They didn't. They never said anything. It's just that, like I said, I just noticed that it said season 1. That made me speculate
Mhm.
this will be an ongoing thing for at least a couple.
But they never
seasons.
announced to either. So you
No.
seeing maybe it could very well. That'd be dope.
And you're right. They could just put a tag on there as like season 1 and just leave it at that.
Like they have a template and they just put it in there and it's just whatever. And then
Correct.
if in 10 years you want to do season 2, you do season 2.
Correct.
Right? But,
Leave it open ended like that. Absolutely. Well, cool. I noticed. I'm going to switch gears a little bit here. Get away from the Bad Batch a little bit because I was noticing in the chat, the guys were talking about Black Series and Black Series vehicles and stuff. I know, like Mando Mike and Merv. Well, we got our Haslab reveal, and I think it was by mistake. I think it was an accident that we got our reveal. During the Hasbro Q&A that they had last week, the lead product designer
Patrick.
he kind of said something about ongoing projects, and he mentioned the Rancor, and then he kind of like, and then he kind of went off, but his face was stone, like just stonewalled silent for like 5 minutes, and everybody else was just like, okay. I mean, they all the excitement went down, because he said something, and then the day later, Star Wars.com put this up on their site as the next.
They got ahead of it.
They just put the Rancor's gate as a picture and said next Haslab. That's all they posted. Which I mean, my first instinct was Rancor, right, or a Jabba playset, right? Something like that. I thought Rancor was more practical. A big. I don't know how big it's going to be in scale. Do you think 24 inches? What do you guys think?
Galactus was 32.
Yeah, Galactus was.
So you don't need to be Galactus. So probably
no. Rancor's not that big in
probably
comparison.
24, probably 2 foot.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it has to hold a 6-inch Luke, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
A Rancor is at least 3 times the size of Luke.
Right. So
What do you
I would
figure?
say about 24 inches.
Tops.
Yeah. I would be fantastic.
Could be a little bit less. Could be a little bit less and still be all right.
Yeah. And
probably.
Okay, so I'm all excited. I know Joey's all excited. Chris, I know you're excited for it, but I don't think you're going to get it.
Fuck.
Our own Scott, though, said something shocking to me, and I was just shocking in chat. Like, he wants to see the price tag first, which I get it, but he was on the fence about just
$300 is your price tag. Let's just go with that. $300.
What would be your
price
you're not
tag
getting it for you?
and price tag and what the stretch goals are. If they start throwing in 6-inch stretch goal figures to make it more, to make say an Ula figure.
Yeah.
An Ula break apart Gamorrean guard would be amazing.
Right.
So if they sweeten the pot a little bit, then
they will.
Might be.
Yeah.
Of course, there's going to be stretch goals.
Right.
That's their new modus operandi is stretch goals.
Right.
I look at it like this: the Haslabs that I'm getting are being opened. The Haslabs that I'm getting are being put on display.
Absolutely.
I do not display my 6-inch figures like I do my 3 3/4 inch figures.
Okay.
I lack the space to display them.
Right.
And it all goes down to that. You've been to my house. Chris and Joey, you guys haven't been in yet because cats and you'd die. But you've been in my house. My setup. There is literally nowhere I could put a 24-inch.
And you're not a open, like I said, you have open Black Series, but you're not like where I am. I have every single, Joey, we have it all open where a Rancor right dead center would make sense in the collection. Yeah.
Unlike my 3 3/4 inch figures, which I've got on display.
Right.
And because that's where, that's what started it all for me. I'm a vintage guy. My vintage collection is up front center in my display.
Right.
And all the play sets that have come out for like the vintage collection, and they're all up front in display for my 3 3/4 inch
We'll
figures.
have to redesign your room again.
So you get a break for a Haslab. You get a break.
I give Scott a break on that. Here's the thing.
No, I mean, your wallet gets a break is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you don't have to buy this Haslab. You can save up for the next one and go all in quick like you wouldn't already.
I think if it comes with some sort of diorama set or someplace, I think
that's
Scott
the
will
key.
get it,
Mando is. I was gonna say, as long as it has the gate, I think it's cool. $300 price tag with the gate, a 2-foot Rancor, and you're gonna get probably 2 figs. Why not?
Yeah, I think you'll get Malakili and you'll get Ula. The hands down, you'll get those 2.
My mind keeps going to where am I going to put this thing if I were to get it? I've got one spot that I might be able to, but I've got to get rid of some more of my vintage G.I. Joe stuff in order to make it fit.
But then what's going to happen when they come out with some more vintage Star Wars stuff? So I think your reasoning was fine.
Well,
I
that
said you got
was my dilemma with the Razor Crest. I was like, where am I going to put it? But
Well,
once
and
you
you're
guys
not a
come out
country
with the
clearance
Rancor,
collector.
I was like, I'll break down a wall if I have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it's easy for me because I don't share a house with anybody, so I just put it anywhere I want.
It's on the sink next to the to the sink.
It's in the
next to the sink
kitchen.
right
I put
there.
it on top of the fridge if I have to. I mean, that's just
centerpiece on the dining room table.
yeah. I don't need ice cubes. I have my,
that wouldn't fly.
It's a Hoth. All his Hoth characters are in the freezer. He's got Luke hanging upside down.
You have any ice? Oh, sorry, dude. The ice. I don't have ice in there.
No, but make sure to turn the LEDs on when you open the door.
Yeah, I got about 30 Wampas chilling out in the freezer.
Echo bass, everything's going on.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, I mean, as if the overall display, I guess I could. I haven't thought about that, right? Because my collection's still growing in that essence of like keep redesigning my collection space around new stuff that's coming up. Yeah,
I tried that last week and ended up with a pile of Transformers on the floor.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll have a fire sale and start selling all my vintage Transformers. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens.
So once this is comes out and we get the prototypes, they have their campaign Kickstarter. I think they're when it launches, and I think because I don't think it's going to look dumb. I think it's going to be an amazing articulated. I think all the hands and fingers are going to move. I really it might even the eyes might even light up. That would be cool too. Which I don't
Why
like
would the
batteries
eyes
and
light
figures.
up?
Well, because in the show, his eyes glow a little bit. Their Anchor's eyes, don't they? Don't they?
I
could have sworn they did not like bright, but they had like little.
Not enough to have his eyes lit.
Yeah, why not?
You're just looking to light shit up to make it worth $300. Typical dude, right? Oh, I need lights.
That's
as long
true.
as it has lights and they blink,
well,
I'm good.
I was just gonna.
No,
say,
that'll be on the door next to the gate. They'll have the blinking lights on the door.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, they need a whole diorama, where you go from the big gate over to the door.
Right.
So you can have the two panels and everything. That would. Oh man.
My initial thought of a Haslab project would have been Jabba's thrown on top, and then you have his trap door, and then you have the Rancor underneath it, and it's like a cross section, and you would put that. Yeah, like I'm saying, that would have been my idea, and that can come with a $400 price tag if you throw in Jabba's throne, if you throw in Jabba again, all that stuff, and have like a cross section. So the gate could come down, you have the Rancor behind it, you have Jabba's throne on top, and as you're facing it, you see the whole thing. That would be cool.
But that's like $800.
Yeah. So reality, we're probably just getting, like I said, getting. I'm hoping a floor base of some sort, and maybe a half the gate, like the bottom half of it, so a cross of it, so you could just like mount them on the
skeletons and some skulls.
Yeah.
And
so
stuff like that.
And then, like I said, and the door with the slide, Malakili's door that comes open, stuff like that could be a possibility for $300.
I think they'll come with the Rancor Keeper.
Yeah,
that's Malakili.
Yeah,
that's
Malakili and Ula, of course. I think those two, and then those will be regularly released. Here's Malakili will come with the Gamorrean arm, and then Ula will come with the bone, as a special thing.
Here's my other issue with it, though, is I've already paid for the Razor Crest. I have not received the Razor Crest. I don't want to put out money for something that's going to take God only knows how long to come out.
I hear you. It ain't going to come out.
Yeah, you're right. That's getting to be a pain in the ass with all the pre-orders, to be honest.
Oh, dude.
With you. When you start getting everything, it's like, just give me this stuff. I'm tired of buying without
Hasbro,
having.
I mean, I know that the Lando wave is hitting now. The Aura seeing Lando. I know that's hitting now, but at the same time, dude, we've had 2 waves on pre-order right now. We've got our Razor Crest on pre-order, and now we'll have our other Haslab, which we'll probably announce at HasCon, right? But I'm thinking PostCon. That's when they'll announce it. So fall of this year.
They need to chill on the order so they catch everything up.
That's
catch
what
everything
I'm saying.
up. Then put out a wave, sell it, put out another one.
I have a feeling because we got the exclusives coming out in this fall. I have a feeling that they're going to announce another wave soon. I really do, because Yakface has been really, doing his
in the pipeline,
due diligence, and there's so many there are so many figures, and we haven't even received, like I said, the Lando wave in our my bank. I'm gonna look up and be like negative, because I'm like, I can't. How much money do I need to secure into my checking for these things to hit?
Yeah,
And they
somebody
just drop
as much
randomly.
time as
It's not
possible
like
to
we
save
get a
up for this
warning.
thing.
Yeah. Well, you'll have at least 40 some days to, as the announcement, to get your Haslab order in. So they give you that, and then, but your credit card is charged the day it finishes, if it's funded.
Dang.
Like Galactus is only half funded right now, as the last I checked, but they still got like
Really?
40
Oh, he'll
some,
go.
yeah.
He'll go,
He's still
without
got
a
like
doubt.
40 some days, you know. And
That
like,
was a cool one.
Yeah.
I like. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't
That
know
was
about
cool.
$400 for me, but if it
Check
was in a
out.
2, I might have been like just to have. I mean, that would be awesome.
Oh, I would never have bought it, but it was just
Yeah.
neat.
Nope.
I mean, I can appreciate cool stuff for people
Yeah.
that collect that. That's a.
Like, Galactus
If I
is-
collected those, because that was going with their Legends line, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that scaled to
Yeah.
Legends?
The 6
Oh
inch.
yeah, in a heartbeat, dude. That'd be like the Rancor. It'd be the same type of thing.
No.
Yeah.
It's cool stuff, man. I'm still excited. I mean, as collecting is all part of Star Wars anyway, and having these things is good. Now, being a creature, I like. Being a vehicle, it's hard. It's one of those things. Like, I would love a line of Black Series vehicles. Now, I know if they start with the small, like they do with the speeders and stuff, that's cool. But going up, I think ATST snows. I mean, those are the ones that you would the next level up, right? The medium-sized vehicles.
Yeah, but it's hard.
They're
dude.
too big, dude.
Joey has the one right
Yeah.
behind him.
I have
a
one
TIE
too, and
fighter.
I have one too, and I don't even know where to put. It's like
Yeah.
I have room,
And-
but it still doesn't go with it. It's just
And as
weird.
vehicles go, a TIE fighter is pretty,
Yeah.
Easy to fit in
Mhm.
places. It's
Imagine-
shaped properly.
Yeah, like everybody,
Easy.
I know a lot of people are clamoring for vehicles in the Black Series, but look how big an X-wing would be. And again,
Yeah.
you guys are complaining about room already with the Rancor.
Yeah.
I mean, how much more are like
It
X-wings
couldn't
and
happen.
right?
It couldn't happen. That's all
As
there
much
is
as
to
I
it.
love an
you know,
AT-AT, I know that ain't never gonna happen.
Well, I'm saying an AT-AT would be 4 feet long itself. I mean,
Jeez.
Three
and
and
3
3/4
foot tall. It's just
At least the
3
TIE fighter could go
inch.
around the AT-AT's legs.
Mhm.
3 3/4 inch lends itself to play sets and lends
Correct.
itself to large sized vehicles. 6-inch figures don't. 6-inch figures are almost a display unto themselves. They're so
That's why
big.
I would like more dioramas in the 6-inch
Yeah.
like play sets. I would like more like I said, Rancor is going to be a beast. He's going to be a beast, and I will find room for it because Rancor is just one of the coolest creatures ever, right?
Yeah, I'll make room.
Yeah. So what they do, well, I do agree they need more of the smaller vehicles. A STAP. They need a STAP. They need a. How about the battle droid tank? You know what I mean? That would be freaking awesome as a 6-inch. Again, probably big
that
as
would
the
be
snow
cool.
speeder. I mean, the snow speeder. And again, guys, the snow speeder's out. You can still. It's probably the poorest selling vehicle there is, and it's awesome.
Looks great. I
Yeah.
love it. It's on-
Nobody
I
buys them, so
actually have that
I-
on display.
Yeah, pod racers, I mean, I would love it all, but the thing is, you need a museum for this stuff. It's just too big of a scale, I think. That's probably
Yeah.
the reason why G.I. Joe, they're talking about vehicles. I don't know if they'll even do that with, it's just too big. It's too,
They're already pushing the envelope with the RAM and possibly a trouble bubble, but
right.
yeah,
Yeah,
you'll
so-
never get a Sky.
Well, just like Marvel
or,
Legends, they don't do any like bigger, besides the Sentinel and the Galactus right now, but they don't really do a lot because it's like nobody's going to buy it. You know what I mean?
Mando Mike pod racers. Yeah, Chris would love some pod racers.
See, like it, Douglas Tupper, Escape Pod, perfect. Escape Pod is small enough to have, boom. A full Cantina set, boom. You know, speaking of Cantina, I want to bring this up.
I like that you said full cantinas.
Yeah, exactly. If your guys are going to do the Haslab or the PulseCon exclusive Cantina set, which I know everybody is going to, $104, the pictures is the play set. There's one picture that shows the true picture of what you're getting, but the other pictures have 2 of those play sets put together. So don't be fooled by it. It's half
It's
of
like
what.
the carbonite freezing chamber. You
Yeah.
need 2 of them to make what you see in the picture.
Right.
It's only going to give you half the bar.
Correct.
It's
Which
open
again
on
is
the other
still
side.
half the bar. Still looks cool.
Yeah,
It
you
still
still
looks cool.
diorama the hell out of it, still do cool things,
Yeah.
but it's not what it's looking like. It looked like a full rounded bar. You could have a character behind and all that.
That's
and
what it
walk
looked
around
like.
it. People
False
sitting around
advertising,
it.
man.
There was
Yeah.
2 of them. You need to spend $210.
Yeah, to me that's a little bit
That's-
shade. That's a little bit of shady marketing right there because it made it
Yeah.
seem like you were going to get more than what you were, and then it's like, nope, this is it. Just like the Jabba the exclusive, right? Here's Jabba on his throne. Oh, the throne's cardboard. It's like, oh,
Well,
stupid.
to Mike's point, the full bar, if we want to go at it, is 4.
Correct. Yeah, because
4 sets.
it's a U, right?
Yeah, it'll be a whole track.
Yeah,
all the
but
way
no
around,
one's.
yeah.
Well, I'm not buying 4 of them, so lucky if I get one.
No, that's not happening. The next set better be the Jedi Council.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah,
I would just like it. I would display the Jedi Council. I won't even do that stuff. I would have that back there.
damn right. That or the Imperial table with all the Imperials around it and Vader
Dude.
and Tarkin.
Yes.
There we're now we're
Yes.
Forget the
Yeah.
Jedi Council. That's
That
what I
would
You
would-
be-
Lauren with a proper mustache on him, it would be
Dude, with
dope.
all of them, and then all the Black Series would be set. All you have the remaining.
Then we could sit Krennic in that empty seat.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Or
yeah.
Thrawn. It must be Thrawn's spot, actually. Krennic's
cool,
not big
too.
enough to be in that room.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Anyway, but I'm again.
He's
I'm
fetching
looking
coffee.
forward to it. But I'm with Scott, man. Like, I have nothing. I have all this money reserved, but I have nothing in hand for it, and they keep doing
Getting
more.
old.
Yeah, it's getting. And then again, the archive is going to come out again. The new archive.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
they
the
had-
exact opposite. All this is coming out, and I got no money.
That too, and then you got to scramble and try to find everything, right? It's like, I just pre-order everything and then I cross my fingers every morning. So, not today. I got to get to the bank.
Hey, Mando says the Rebels map table. I want any map table. I want a set of map, either whether it's the one where you look down and it's a bunch of maps, or ones that come up and you have the hologram with
We
maps.
want the Death Star.
Those are the Death Star
circulating.
one, with the red
Yeah.
one from
That's cool.
Yeah.
the bunch of those would be cool. Those are kind of cool things that
That's
if you
the
could-
stuff that Hasbro should be concentrating on.
yeah.
I think. They could do so
That's
much
the
with
stuff
it.
that they're not doing. That way you can create it in 3D printing.
That's why us 3D printers and makers are taking control and doing our own stuff. Mando Mike is a perfect example, and we're gonna have to do a showcase one time. That dude sits. His dioramas are unbelievable. Like
Yeah,
I
really
even
are.
told him his barge and Sarlacc pit should be on display at Celebration next year. Really should be at display. And his back to tanks. I'm telling you. But if Hasbro did come up with all that stuff, then it kind of puts us in our, like, okay, I'll just, because I like official stuff, and then you expand on it with 3D printing and stuff. So yes and no. I think that stuff is coming out, but it's not. I mean, it's years down the line, dude.
Mhm.
I mean,
Did you really get it for the 3 and 3? We're 44 years down the line right now. Did you ever really get it for anything else? Did we get a bunch of those? We've had small, like little here and there with stickers and
What are you talking about with the
like radars, map tables, things like that. We've never really had that in 44 years. It's not like
Only
it's coming
the
down the line for sure.
Yeah, only the
got
common
something
stuff,
great.
like the
for 3 3/4 inch for like Hawk set, we had the see-through wall with all the diagrams on it
On
of
Echo
the
Base,
NOS
right.
of Echo Base.
Yeah.
We've had a few things. We've had a
Very
few things,
small-
but nothing
grand
nothing
for
big
like
in a very long time.
right, not like toy photography worthy, right? Not like that's
not
what we're
really.
talking. We're like a display set.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
It always seems like I said with the cantina was a perfect opportunity. It was a perfect opportunity for them to give us the bartender, give us like
Seriously.
stuff where like a good I would take a Haslab of the cantina set.
You definitely didn't need Kenobi again, right?
No.
A wooher behind the bar would have
Yeah.
been the ticket.
Yeah, Wooher and Pondo and Dr. Edwardson.
That would have been perfect.
Mhm.
Yeah. They just didn't want to resculpt, whatever. They have
They
this
didn't wanna
sculpt,
make
let's just
somebody
change
new.
his face. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, even Pondo Baba is basically Luke Skywalker, Yavin ceremony Luke Skywalker with a different head and different
That's
hands.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's there's so many. Again, they're a business, and eventually these things will come out. They will come out. It takes a lot of time, and they're not going to give you everything and then have nothing tomorrow. You know what I mean? They're going to be like,
Right.
oh, here's this, and oh, we have a chance to resculpt, and all right,
But they
Let's
really
do
do
it.
need to cut the crap with the partial play sets.
that's that.
Right. It was really tacky what they did with the Empire Strikes Back bit. Right. That was
Yes.
that's tacky as hell.
Yeah.
Right. Mike went and had to save that one and did what
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah.
And then a quarter of a cantina.
Yeah,
Get out of here.
just something
I'm
that
afraid though. I'm afraid that's the only way we're going to get them though. I mean that's
That's
it.
it?
We're going to get quarter, half play sets, whatever. We're not going to get any full scale 6-inch play sets. There's
well, that's
just,
what
I don't think there's a big enough market for it. honestly.
Maybe.
That's why, like I said, that's why the 3D printers, the makers have come out and be like, here's this, limited edition, whatever we can build and sell it, or for display purposes and all that stuff. I mean, that's the secondary market is what thrives on that.
And I do guess I know people that do toy photography either 3D print or they can make a mold of that one and make a second one, I guess, right? Or I assume
Correct.
that.
No, you're right. Exactly. I would, if I had something where I can take and buy and then replicate it because I have the abilities to do that, I'll do it. And then, like I said, the secondary market is huge. This custom market is huge in toys and all that stuff. So, yeah, and Douglas Tupper, Hasbro will keep doing it because we will buy it. Absolutely. We are going to buy them. Yeah. But there are certain situations where I'm becoming a little bit more conscious about, because before I would be like, just buy, right? Like that Rex with the poncho, I'm not buying. I'm not paying $30 for a Rex with a poncho just because Rex is dirty and he has a poncho. That's not a $30
just because
price
you can't get your hands on it either.
Well, that too, but it's not worth $30 for a fabric poncho.
So you guys say until you see it and you're like, oh, because you're gonna want to take some kind of picture for something or want to put it next to something to pose, and you're like, oh, this one is way too clean. I wish he was
I'd buy
dirty.
it in a heartbreak. If I found him, I'd buy him. You bet your ass. Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna buy him. I think I'm really I'm
Rex.
I'm holding my. I have a Rex.
That's what I say with all. That's what I say with all these Vaders back here. I got a Vader.
Well, Vader's different. Okay.
87 Vaders later.
Rex is not that important for me
later.
To buy every version of him. Like, you know what I mean? Like Vader's little. Now. Okay. Take it easy.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
Take it easy. It's Vader. Hey, it's Vader. All right, guys. I think we're gonna end it here. And it was a good talk. I think I love the rumor section. I missed those rumors. So
yeah, that was fun because there's a bunch of nonsense. But I mean, I'm down with the Kenobi stuff. I'm down with Leia kicking this thing off, man. That would be cool.
Again, stuff that I've never even put my head around, like Leia kicking it off that way. It's something I don't even put two and two together. No,
but it's perfect. It's perfect, and it matches what Disney does.
Yeah,
right. Mm-hmm. For all intents and purposes, it's a Disney princess kicking it off.
Right,
and that works
exactly. All right, cool guys. Well, I want to say thank you to all our Patreons and our newest Patreon, Mervine. Thank you very much. I want to thank everybody in the pit who's been digesting this stuff for the last hour or so. Join us again next Monday as we do this all over again, and we come up with all other things new and stuff to gripe about and talk about, and just have a good Star Wars talk. I do want to, before I kick it over to Scott for our outro, I do want to make sure that everybody is checking out the Red 5 Network and the RLU Network for all the other amazing shows that are on there, and our other shows that are on our channel too, our Beyond the Pit episodes. We just dropped last week's, we dropped James Cameron Talk. And that was a random spin the wheel of randomness, and we went off on James Cameron, which was an awesome talk. Before that was Ghostbusters, Indiana Jones, and Loki, and MCU and stuff. So there's a lot of cool talk. We keep them at a half an hour. Go check those out. They're timeless, so you can binge watch them. Support, please share to all your friends. We're trying to expand on our line talk and bring it other than Star Wars, right? So I just wanted to plug our Beyond the Pit segments. There's Star Wars and there's everything else, and that is the Everything Else series. So with that, I want to say thank you, everybody. Thank you guys for showing up. Scott, if you can, you could do the outro.
I'm going to give it my best.
Okay.
Yes, Douglas Tupper, it's time to bring back Ernie. We need to get his ass back in the show.
But not until he decides to open his toys. That's why he's not here. Until he stops torturing his toys, he has to stay away. None of us bother doing that. Look around. They're all open everywhere, all of our houses. Until he starts opening, he's not allowed back on.
That's true.
Damn it.
My mom doesn't open all her toys. So yeah, guys, check us out. Find us on Facebook at the Starlight Digest Central. Also check out TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Starlight Digest Podcast. We're super simple to find. Just put our name in the search field and give us a follow. Okay, we're doing I'm doing the 1 minute toy reviews. Chris is doing what's popping with his
Yes,
pops.
I freaking
and we got
love
this
it.
guy over.
I'm addicted.
We got this guy over here who says he's going to do something. We don't know what it is yet.
I got some stuff in the works.
Yeah.
He's got some.
We got to keep it clean though. Clothes on, Joe. Clothes on.
Oh, forget it.
As soon as TikTok opens, you're like, oh man, let me get my Star Wars stuff quick.
Yeah, I'm addicted to our TikTok. I'm telling you, I love it. I love every ones that you guys do. You know, so I'm a fan. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of this show. I'm a fan of our TikTok.
I keep toying with it. Scott's the expert. I'm in there just toying with it. Mine are all hosed up. Wait until they get done. Wait until I figure it out.
The next 2 1-minute toy reviews are G.I. Joe related. So, hey, it's going to be some classified stuff. So, if you guys are so inclined, give us a follow.
My next 400 pop reviews are going to be Star Wars related.
Nice.
Again, though, check us out, patreon.com/Sarlacc Digest Podcast. If you could spare a dime or two for us, we'd really appreciate it. All the money goes back into the show. You wouldn't know it looking at my current situation here, but yes,
you'll be back Monday.
Stuff like that.
We have this great sound and video quality because of those patrons.
We upgraded it. We upgraded Scott's mic.
as Scott's glitching and lagging all over Texas.
I know. And we're like, all our money goes back in the show. Ooh.
Screeching halt.
Scott had to go on vacation, but he's here though.
It wasn't too bad, was it?
No, it's fine. It's expected, dude. Like, it brings back the nostalgia of podcasting. Podcasting used to be raw and
this is like the old school 1993.
Exactly.
You know,
right? Exactly. We're beyond the fanciness of podcasting now. We're visual and everything else.
Okay, I'm gonna take it off track for a second. Sorry, we've been watching Amazing Race again because we used to watch Amazing Race a lot when we were younger. My wife and I, right?
Yeah.
So we jumped backwards, and somehow we got into season 6 after watching season 32. Right? We just went back in time and watched season 6. And I'm like, oh man, it was like going in a time capsule, like kind of like Scott is right now. That's how it was taped, and everything's in the box, and it was on some kind of 8-megapixel camera. It was so bad. And they didn't have GPS and they didn't have smartphones. They had to go to internet cafes. They opened AOL, swear to God, and didn't add about it. And I was like, man, we're in a time capsule.
Yeah.
I said, wow. It was just wow. So just to make me feel old again, that was like a lifetime ago. Right? That was so weird. So anyway, that's where you're at, Scott, right now.
Yeah.
So
we're bringing it back. We keep it real up here in
your season 6 Amazing Race quality right now.
Yeah. You're in the belly of the Sarlacc, let's put it that way. It's kind of hard to be vocal.
I'm episode 6 of Sarlacc Digest quality.
Yeah.
The first time I joined. The first time I was on.
Sarlacc burn.
I don't like that at all.
Get him out of here. Gotta...
Scott's mom's I gotta use a phone.
It's better than the can.
God, I would love that. I would love that if that happened right now.
Cool.
Oh man. All right.
Well, I think that again, thank you everybody. Until next time, again, check us all on our social medias. Keep up with us. We're all constantly talking to each other, talking to everybody online. So with that, we'll see you next Monday and
keep it nerdy, guys.